without further ado, since we're running a little late, I'd like to introduce Mr. Rick Weston.
George, thank you. Thank you very much for that warm introduction. Kurt, fantastic overview tonight. Way to step up. You know, that it really is amazing. You know, one thing that we keep saying this over and over again. You know, when we get in the and we're talking with the other leadership and everything in the company, and we're talking to everybody. It's just been amazing the amount of leadership that has come to this company so quickly, and how people are so willing to. Sorry about that. My screen just went through a little change here. I'm just getting it loaded back up. Here we go. You know, how people are willing to step up. You know, to take care of business when it needs to happen. I know Kurt has stepped up for myself when I had an incident come up personally, and I know he's done that for other people. I just want to say, Kurt, thank you so much for everything that you do here for the company, and you know, it's just you know, you help make this ship run smoothly and keep things going in the right direction. So thank you very much for everything that you do. Now, as far as what we're going to be talking about tonight, we're going to be going over a fast start training. You know, how to get started with MyFunLIFE, and you know, really how to kickstart your business into high gear. And you know, a lot of what we're going to be talking about tonight is really about kind of you know, how you think and how your perceptions on things, and how you look at business, how you look at building a business in your home and in life, and just kind of basically changing how you think about how to go out and do this. Because I'm going to tell you right now, most of what people have been taught in the past is wrong. They've been preconditioned, they've been trained, they've been conditioned to think incorrectly about things. And especially when it comes to, you know, building your own business and going out and do that. That's why you know, most people are not self-employed. Okay, that's because if people were taught correctly how to go out and be self-employed and go out and build their own business, then more people would be. And so that's really what we're kind of hoping to do here for you guys tonight, is give you a nuts and bolts training on how to go out and be successful with MyFunLIFE right out of the gate, and also how to kind of train and condition yourself and maybe think about some things a little bit differently to help you grow and develop your business. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing is you need to dream big dreams, because small ones have absolutely no power. And I guess what we mean by that is this: you know, when you were a kid, you know, at least I know when I was growing up, you know, I don't know if you're like me, but I want to be an astronaut. You know, I want to be a fireman. I want to be a police officer. You know, those kinds of things. We didn't have dreams to go and be, you know, operate a net cart on the side of the road someplace. That wasn't necessarily our dream when we were a kid. We always dreamed big. And somewhere along the line, we get taught and told that, you know what, you can't have those kind of dreams. You know, those things don't happen. Success is just for certain people, not everybody. You know, those kinds of things. And so eventually, you know, your dreams get a little bit smaller and smaller, and then pretty soon your dream is, you know, I wish we could just go out to dinner, you know, once a week, and maybe go to a movie. You know, and that's what happens. You know, you go from having these huge, grandiose dreams. You know, hey, I'm going to be a multi-gazillionaire. I'm going to drive fast cars, live in a great big house, have all these wild and crazy things going on, to these little dreams that say, you know what, it would be really nice if I could just afford to take my wife out for dinner once a week, or take my husband out and have him go out and do something he wants to do once a month or once a week or whatever, those kinds of things. And so I guess what we want to look at here now is let's get our dreams back. You know, dream big, guys. Dream big. I like to put things up on my wall. Like often in my office, I'll have things like I'll have a photo of a house that's really, you know, the dream house that I want to get, right, or something like that. And it gives me perspective. It gives me a goal, you know, that maybe is a subconscious goal. And you know, you have those things out there, and you just kind of throw it out into the world, and so you start dreaming these big dreams again. And when you do that, your mind will find ways to make those dreams become reality. And one of the things, you know, you see here on the screen, it says find your why. And what we mean by that is this: finding your why is it's your reason for doing your business. It's the reason why you'll get up in the morning, you know, bright and early to go build your business, because you're working with a team over in, you know, Singapore. Okay, or you know, you'll stay up late so you can work with your guys on the West Coast if you're on the East Coast, or something like that. When you have a big enough reason why, it will drive you to do things to build your business you wouldn't do otherwise. Because, and what we mean by that is this, you know, a lot of people, they go, well, you know, why do you want to get into a business? Well, I want to make money. Well, that's an end result, but that's really not a good enough reason why. Because, you know, the thing is, everybody wants to make money, right? Everybody wants to go out and make a lot of money. But if your reason why to go out and make that money isn't large enough, isn't big enough, you're not going to do the things that are required of you to go out and to be able to reach that goal. And so, what would be a good reason why? Maybe you don't want your mom and dad to live in a retirement home. Maybe you'd like to bring them back to your house and take care of them in their old age. Maybe that's your reason why. Maybe you want to send your kids to the best private school that you possibly can so they can get the best education. Maybe that's your reason why. Maybe you live in a neighborhood that you don't want to live in anymore. Okay? Maybe you've been living there for 20 years and you want your way out. That's your reason why. You want to get out of that neighborhood to provide a better life for you and your family. Find your reason why. You find the reason why you will do the business, and the answers will come second. Okay? You figure out why you want to do this business. You figure out what your reason why is, why it's so important that you go out and build your own business, and you'll find the answers to how you can go out and build it. You'll find those answers. And answers not necessarily meaning, hey, dang, here's the answer of all these questions. The answer could be, hey, you know what, I got to get up early in the morning to go work and build this business, or I got to stay up late at night to go out and work and build this business, and my reason why is X. And so that's going to allow me to go out and do those things. It's going to drive me to go out and do those things to be successful with this business. And so when you find your reason why, the answers will come. Okay, so now let's talk about the law of attraction. In the universe, thoughts become things. When you put a thought out into the universe, I talk about this all the time. I've got a family member that on Facebook, they like to put everything in their life that is going wrong. Their back hurts, their teeth hurt, they woke up late, they slept, they couldn't go to sleep the night before. This happened, that happened, all these negative things. But when you sit there and think about this for a minute, when you go down to Facebook and you start typing in, all these negative things or whatever, it could be Facebook, it just could be in your daily life. You're walking around, you're like, oh, my back hurts, or yeah, today's just a crummy day. I've even seen posts on Facebook that said things like, I thought today was going to be great, but then it turned out horrible. So now it's a horrible day, and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I'm like, look at this, I'm going, wow, your whole day's shot, and it's 10 o'clock. Well, it's because you're attracting negativity to your life. If you're one of those people, you don't have to raise your hand and tell your neighbor, hey, I'm one of those people that does this, but maybe think about it and say, you know what, maybe I'm attracting negativity to my life that I don't really need to attract. And if that's true, maybe I can attract positive things into my life. And so maybe when you're posting on Facebook, or you're talking to your friends, or you're talking to yourself, more importantly, say positive things. Talk about all the good things that are happening. Talk about the good things and the direction that you want to go in your life, and put those things out into the universe, and you will attract that to your life. And it's just it happens time and time again. There's it's been told a million different ways, but it just goes simply to say, if you put out positive thoughts, positive energy, positive things are going to be attracted to your life. Focus on your goals. Have a millionaire mindset, and then you'll have a future pole, because you will bring those ideas, you'll bring those goals to life. Okay? Because remember this, everything was once a thought. Steve Jobs didn't just all of a sudden one day come out and, well, here's an Apple iPhone. It was a thought. It started with a thought that morphed into something else, and morphed into something else, and then eventually became what Apple is today, with all the different products that they have. Every thought, every idea started as a thought, and it takes the focusing on your goal to turn that thought into reality. So let's talk about your belief level. Belief equals confidence. It's the barometer of your success in any business, anything that you do in life. And what it can do is it can ignite the fire inside you. Because if you've ever met somebody that has absolute belief, and I'm going to replace that word with faith, because this is the thing. If you have faith, you can have absolutely no doubt in your life. Okay? If you believe in something, you can still have doubt in it. Okay? You can still have some doubts. But if you have faith, that absolute faith, in five core areas in this business: the company, the industry, the product, the comp plan, and you. And I would like to say this: you are the first person or the first thing that you need to have belief or faith in. You need to have faith in yourself. I'll tell you this. The first thing that I can tell when somebody does not have faith in themselves, when they say something like, you know what, I'm going to give this business, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months, and if I'm not making money with it, then I'm going to go find something else. That's just telling me that they don't have faith in themselves, because they don't have enough faith in themselves to give their business a long enough time to succeed and flourish and be successful. Okay, because I don't understand, I've never understood it. You get into a business, maybe I'm going a little bit off track here, but you get into a business and you ask somebody, you say, hey, if you're going to go open up a business, you're talking to somebody about a business, and say, if you're going to go open up a business, let's say a coffee shop or something like that, how long would you give yourself to be successful in that business? When are you going to make money, right? When are you going to break a profit? And people say, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, right? Have you ever heard anybody say, hey, I'm going to go open up a coffee shop, and if I'm not making a profit in 3 months, I quit? No, absolutely not, because they have faith in what they're doing. They have belief in what they're doing, and they believe and understand that if they go out and they build this business and they follow their business plan, they follow their plan of action, they're going to have success. Well, it's the same thing in any kind of business, and home businesses are no different. And so it just ceases to amaze me when somebody tells me that they're only going to give it 3 to 5 months, 6 months, or something like that. If they were opening up any other kind of business, a brick and mortar business, going out and starting a tanning salon or whatever, you would be considered insane if you said, hey, if I don't make money in 6 months, I quit. But see, people say that all the time with their home-based business, and I believe it's because they don't have faith in themselves. And so the first thing that you need to do is you need to have absolute faith in yourself. You need to believe in yourself. You guys are 100% able to go out and build this business. Anybody can go out and build a business with MyFunLIFE, being in the mobile app business. We've given you all the tools, all the resources. We've given you the company structure. It is all there. You don't have to worry about payroll. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't even have to worry about developing the product. All you have to do is go out and share it. So all you have to do at this point is have faith in yourself and understand that you deserve to be successful. You guys all deserve to be successful. And it's just very sad, to see that so many people come into this life and they just don't believe that they deserve it. So to me, that's the very first thing that needs to happen. You need to have faith in yourself. You need to have faith in the company and understand, have belief in the company and faith in the company. Understand that this company was built by people that understand the industry, that understand business. Dan and Carrie Edwards and the whole corporate staff, these guys have combined, I would say probably over 100 years worth of experience in networking and in business combined, put into this business. Dan and Carrie Edwards own 3 multi-million-dollar businesses already. This company is not a company that is, a company that said, hey, we got to go open this because if we don't open it, we're not going to be able to pay our rent next month or something like that, right? They understand how to build a business. They have 3 multi-million-dollar successful businesses already, and this will be their 4th multi-million, and I shall say billion-dollar business. This will be, MyFunLIFE will be a multi-billion-dollar company. And that's coming from me personally. I'm not, again, I'm not corporate, or anything like that, but I'm telling you just from my experience looking at this business, looking at the comp plan, looking at the product, looking at everything that's been put together, my belief, my faith is that this company will be a multi-billion-dollar company. And it's your choice how big of a part of that company you want to have. Do you want to have a little tiny piece? Or do you want to have a little bit bigger piece? Or do you want to have a great big piece, or the biggest piece you can bite off and run away with, right? It's up to you. So this company, multi-billion-dollar company, that's what it's going to be. It's your decision where you want to fall into that company, how big of the piece of that company you want to be yours. Now, you also have to have faith in the industry. I know that this industry, being this is a multi-billion-dollar industry already, the mobile app industry, okay? Just the mobile app industry. And it'll be multi-trillion, dollar industry many times over. But then on top of that, the industries that we are able to go into, the very first one being travel, multi-trillion-dollar industry, $6 trillion a year. Other industries that we go into will be multi-billion and multi-trillion-dollar industries. So you have to have faith to know that, and belief. You have to have that belief in the product, belief in the industry that we're involved in. And again, I just touched on the product. We're involved in travel, multi-trillion-dollar industry. We're going to health and wellness, another multi-trillion-dollar industry. Energy, other industries out there, financial services. There are so many industries out there that we can go into that are all multi-billion and trillion-dollar industries. They're solid and secure industries that we can develop a product for, attach products and services to it. Develop our app, attach products and services to it at significant savings, and pass that along to our reps and our members, and so that they go out there and save on those products. I mean, it's a no-brainer, guys. Very, very easy. And then on the comp plan, guys, I've said this many times before. I do software development, run algorithms, all that stuff. I went through this compensation plan with a fine-tooth comb. I will tell you this: this is hands down the best compensation plan I have ever seen in 20 years of being in the industry. I've never seen a compensation plan that comes even close to this. When Kurt was talking about our coded bonus, guys, that coded bonus is so huge, so phenomenal. You guys got to wrap your mind around that. Just wrap your mind around the fact, again, when you first get started, you might have 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 people on your team. But as your team grows and develops, you have hundreds, 200, 1,000 people, however many thousands of people you develop into your organization. Imagine your coded bonuses then. If your coded organization had 1,000 people in it and they all went out and they got one new membership sold, okay, that week, you had 1,000 new memberships in your coded organization, and you're getting $10 per coded membership that's coded to you in your organization. You can do the math. It's pretty easy. That is a lot of money, guys. This compensation plan pays incredibly well, and it's only going to get better. Okay? You guys aren't involved in our leadership calls and stuff like that, but when we talk about, things about the comp plan and throwing some ideas out there and stuff like that, we're not talking about taking away from the comp plan or anything like that. We always talk about adding to the comp plan to make it better. So have the belief and have the faith in all these 5 core areas, guys, because I'm telling you, you will not find another company out there that has the company, the industry, the product, the comp plan, and you involved in such a way that has the products that are so easy to market. Because think about this, guys. When have you seen a company out there where you can have anyone from any level of expertise in the industry, from a brand new rep all the way to a seasoned veteran, they can have success with a compensation plan like this? I mean, I have never seen anything out there where you can get involved and not have to sponsor a single person and get paid. I mean, come on. This is absolutely, hands down, the best comp plan out there. And by tying these 5 different areas together and by believing in these 5 core areas, you will have success with this company. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about prospecting. Your list is your greatest asset. When people get involved with a company, the first thing they ask me is, hey, where do you advertise? I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. I've only personally put out maybe 5 ads total, maybe certainly less than 10 advertisements that I've personally put out online. And I'll tell you why, because your list is your greatest asset. Your warm market, the people that you know, your friends, your family, your business associates. People, we have some lists here: phone contacts, Facebook friends, Twitter followers, email lists, family, friends, school, church, etc. Endless possibilities. That is where you want to start. When you get started with MyFunLIFE, if you want to launch out the gate and build a huge business right off the bat, you will get the best results by working with the people that you know first. And I say this all the time. We are network marketers. We are not network online marketers. Let me repeat that. We are network marketers. We are not network online marketers. And all too often when somebody nowadays, because of the computer and the internet and everything, I'm not saying, hey, don't go out there and put advertisements and put up blog pages and do all that kind of stuff online. I'm not saying don't go do that, but I will tell you, you will get your best results by talking with the people that you know first. And the reason why is this: unless you're an online marketer already, somebody that can go out and market online and knows how to do it and can get massive amounts of traffic, or get you know how to write ad copy, you know how to do all these different things. Unless you already have that experience, it's unreasonable to think that you can get involved in any business and then just go out and start marketing online and have massive success. Because if you've never done it, then it's unlikely that you're going to have those kind of results that you see, like you go see the gurus on TV and stuff like that saying, hey, this is how you market online and yada, yada, yada. Well, the thing is, until you actually go out and do it and have the success, you don't have anything to go on. And so it's unreasonable to think that you're going to have that kind of success with any business, just simply go out and posting a few ads online. But I will tell you this, you will have fantastic success with MyFunLIFE if you introduce it to people that you know personally, that you have an association with, either through friends, associates. It could be through parent-teacher associations. It could be Boy Scouts. It could be any kind of association that you're affiliated with. But when you have some kind of connection with people, they're more likely to listen to you and actually take a look at what you're doing. So that is why you want to talk to the people that you know first. So first thing you want to do is you want to go out and just start creating a list of people that you know. And now, a lot of people say, well, you know what? I only know 3 people. That's, well, great. That's all you need to know. Let's get your first 3 going. And then, how many people do they know though, right? So we start. If you have a small warm market, people that you know personally, then talk to them and start working with them in their warm market to build your organization. Because remember, on the matrix pay, you just need 3 to get 3 to get 3. 3 to get 3, and do that 10 times, right? Now you filled your whole matrix. So if you just know a few people, start working with them. And then if you need to start marketing online and doing things like that, you can do that as well. But where you want to go first is you want to start working with the people that you know. And if you don't know a lot of people, then maybe you should go and join some groups and join some associations and broaden your horizons a little bit and get out there and meet a few people, and you'll be surprised just how quickly you can grow your personal network just by doing that. So let's talk about some tools for success. We have our back office, which is just chock full of all kinds of different marketing materials, recorded webinars. We have the all the flyers that are out now, that are coming out now, and everything for the weeks, the different fun weeks and stuff like that with the fun condos and everything, to show the savings and everything. So we have those kinds of things. You have your landing pages for your lead capture pages, which is tied into the Powerline system, which if you guys don't know how that works, I'm not going to go into a huge detail about this, but the way that works is pretty simple. Somebody comes to your lead capture page, they fill in their name and their email. Well, they're automatically kind of reserved a spot in the matrix, if you will, to put into like a holding tank kind of thing. And then the next person comes in, they fill out their information, same thing. Well, they go under that person, and it just kind of goes in a straight line. Well, the guy on the bottom, let's say they decide to go ahead and upgrade and become a member. Well, now all of a sudden the people up above them get a notice and say, hey, guess what? You're missing out on a commission. You got until such and such time to go ahead and upgrade so you can go ahead and capitalize on that commission. Well, that's essentially how the Powerline system works. It just, through I guess a fear of loss, says, hey, look, you've got all this commission that you didn't even do anything for, because these are just people coming and registering after you. All you need to do is actually just go ahead and upgrade, and we'll go ahead and pay you that commission. Now, the first time that you get that notice, it may not get you too excited, but when you start getting like 10 of those, 20 of those, 50 of those a week, 50 of them a day, now all of a sudden, what's going to happen? Okay, this is the power of the matrix, guys. This is the power of a Powerline recruiting system. Is when they start getting those notices over and over and over again, unless you're just completely dense and you don't like money, well, then you're just going to ignore those emails, right? Well, eventually, what's going to happen is if most people are going to look at it and say, you know what, I'm missing out on a ton of money. I need to upgrade so that I don't miss out on it anymore. Well, what does that do? Now all of a sudden that just feeds into the system again. And it creates even more momentum within the matrix, because now more and more people are upgrading and becoming full members with the company. So that is in a sense, or I guess in a nutshell, how the Powerline system works. We have our example ads in the back office. We have some Facebook marketing tips and everything, prospecting cards, lists. You have your you can do 3-way calls and you do the edification game. Now let's talk about 3-way calls and edification. One thing, when you first get started in the business, the first thing you want to do is you want to attach yourself to your expert. Now that could be your sponsor, or it could be your sponsor's sponsor, or your sponsor's sponsor's sponsor, somebody in your organization that's an expert, somebody that you're working with hand in hand that you can bring people to so that they can talk to them about the business. That's your expert. Now, when we talk about edification, what that means is this, is when you edify somebody, you're just talking about their good traits. You're not lying about them and telling a bunch of falsehoods or anything like that. You just talk about the good qualities about them. You know what, they've been doing this for the last 15 years. Maybe it's business. Maybe they've been an architect for 15 years or whatever it is. You just say hey, this is who they are. This is what they've done, and they're going to talk to you about the business for a few minutes. And you can ask any questions that you may have from them, and you just turn the call over to them real quick, real easy. That's called edification. Now, when you have an expert, this is kind of how the edification game works. And I wish I had a diagram for this, but just imagine yourself. You have yourself, and then you have your friend. Now, between you and your friend, you have trust, because your friends trust you, but they don't necessarily respect your business decisions. Okay, because maybe you guys went to college together and they saw you at way too many frat parties or whatever was going on, and they said, you know what, I don't necessarily respect your business decisions, but I trust you enough to take a look at things, right? So between you and your friend, you have trust. Now between your friend and your expert, you have respect, because when you first meet somebody for the very first time, you automatically give them some level of respect. Now when you edify that person, you now magnify the respect, because now they know a little bit more about them. They know that the type of person that they are, the things that they've done, etc. And so they have a lot of respect for that person. So now between the trust between you and your friend and the respect between your friend and the expert, now you can accomplish business, because they're going to listen and respect what the expert has to say, and they're going to trust you enough to actually listen to that person. That's how you build the business. Now, when you do a three-way call and you introduce your prospect to your expert and you turn that call over to them, what you want to do is you want to imagine yourself as being a plant, okay? And what do flowers do? Or what does a plant do? Well, it grows and quietly grows and develops, right? It doesn't say anything. It doesn't talk. It doesn't interject. It doesn't do anything. It quietly grows and develops, listening to the expert, listening to how to do the three-way call, and learning how to do it themselves. That's called duplication, guys. It's really simple. This is how we duplicate and grow an organization, and it starts right there. This is hands-on, on the ground, belly to belly, eyeball to eyeball type of recruiting. But this is what works, guys. This is where you want to start, right there, is working with the people that you know, work with your list, get them in front of your expert, and then be quiet. Zip your lip. Listen. Let your expert do the talking, because I'm going to tell you this. If you open your mouth, if you interject, if you say anything during that conversation without being asked first to comment or something like that, you're actually taking away the respect from your expert in the eyes of your prospect. So don't ever do that. Make sure that once you turn them over, let your expert take over, and then they'll finish up the call and do everything that they need to do. So that is really how you can go out and build your business. Now, we talk about fortune is in the follow-up. I cannot stress this enough, especially if you're doing online marketing and you get somebody that's interested in the business. You need to follow up with everybody that you introduce this business to as quickly as possible. I wouldn't even wait. If you introduce somebody to it, I wouldn't even wait 24 hours. Honestly, I'd get back to them as quickly as possible, so that you can talk to them about the business. Because when somebody first takes a look at the business, it's when their interest is going to be piqued. They're going to be most receptive to getting involved in the business. And if they don't see that you're interested in them being involved in the business, then why should they be, right? So the fortune is in the follow-up. You want to make sure that you follow up with people as quickly as possible. Again, because if they don't see that you are interested in building the business, then why should they be? You got to be highly motivated, highly interested in building it. So let's talk about the comp plan real quick. Now, we always talk about getting 3 to get 3, 10 times fills your matrix. You can do that in 10 weeks if you did it every week. And one of the things also I like to talk about is, leaders create spillover while others just hope for it. Excuse me. I don't know how many times I've heard it. People, one of their very first questions they ask is, well, when should I start getting spillover? And I go, well, you should never expect spillover. I didn't. I don't know many people that do. And the thing is, you should go out and you should build your own spillover in your organization. Don't expect it to come down from up above. Go out and build your own, create your own momentum. That's what leaders will do. And by doing that, you're going to attract more people to your organization when you do that. Now, if you look at this diagram here, it starts out with you, and you got Mark, John, and Tim there. They go out and they get their 3, right? And again, if you do that 10 times all the way down through your organization, just 3 getting 3, then you fill your organization in 10 weeks if you did that on a weekly basis. So this is what you want to focus on. You want to focus on developing your own spillover and not waiting for it. Now, let's talk about the 90 days to diamond plan. If you were to go out and you were to build your business and get just two people per day, 5 days a week, in 12 weeks, you'd have 120 personals. You could do that Monday through Friday, take Saturday and Sunday off. We like to take Sundays off around here. We think it's good to focus, recoup, and to worship and everything. So we like to make sure that we say take time off to be with your family on Sundays. But let's say you're going through the week and you missed one during the week. Well, I guess you got to work Saturday, right? So you can get back up there. But if you just look at this diagram here, this is just how simple you can go to diamond within the compensation plan of MyFunLIFE. Just by getting 2 people a day, 5 days a week. In 12 weeks, you've got 120 personals. You've gone 20 past what you needed to be diamond, and you're well on your way to having massive success with MyFunLIFE. There's folks in this company that already have over 400 personals, okay? 150, 200 personals. I mean, there's people out there that have really just blown the doors off with this, and we're just in pre-launch right now, 2.5 months in, I guess, or something like that. And I mean, this is pretty amazing, guys. So don't look at this business as being a difficult business to build. You do it incrementally, consistency on a daily basis, and you'll have success with the business. And like I talked about before, duplication is everything. It is the key to the castle. Remember when we were talking about doing 3-way calls? That really, in a sense, is how you duplicate. That's one of the ways to duplicate, is because you're training and developing your team to do exactly the same thing that you're doing. If you're bringing people to the webinars, guess what? Your team will bring people to the webinars. If you're doing 3-way calls, guess what? Your team will do 3-way calls. If you're going to the trainings, the national conventions, your team is going to go to the national conventions. Whatever you're doing with your business, your team is going to follow and duplicate what you do. If you're sitting at home in your pajamas watching cartoons and eating cereal out of a bowl with no milk in it every day, guess what? Your team's going to be sitting at home in his pajamas, eating cereal, watching cartoons. Okay, that's what they're going to be doing. So whatever you want your team to be doing, whatever you want them to duplicate, that's what you need to be doing. Now, we have an analogy down here about a penny doubled theory. 1 penny doubled every day for a month equals $10 million. Now, what we're really kind of talking about here is, at least my mind, is perspective, with your business. Because remember when I talked earlier, I was talking about how, people look at this business and they go, well, I'm going to give it 6 months, and then, if I'm not making money, then I'm out. I would just like to tell them, I said, well, maybe you should quit now, because you have the wrong attitude, because you're not going to be happy when you get there, right? But now when you look at this, to illustrate that and put it in perspective, is if you look at the penny double theory, 1 penny doubled every day for a month is $10 million. Now let's just say that we'll just shorten our time frame down on our business. Instead of looking at our business as a 5-year business, we look at it as a 1-month business, right? And we just say, hey, let's say it took me $100 a day to go out and build my business, right? Well, my first week, I'm in $700, and if you look at the penny double theory, I'm only at like 64 cents or something like that for the first week. I'm way in the hole, right? But then by the second week, I've got some more pennies in there, but now I'm $1,400 in. But by get to the very end of the month, all of a sudden, all that hard work pays off. All that work with your team, with your organization, and everything pays off, because now all of a sudden it's at $10 million. Well, what did it cost you in that analogy, right, in that example, to get there? $3,100 if there's 31 days in the month, right? It cost you $3,100 to make $10 million. Well, it's the same thing with this business, guys. But it's about time. It's not necessarily about money. I mean, I personally, I wish that our business wasn't a $21 a month business. I wish that it was a $21 a month lease on your business for 10 years. And at the end of 10 years, you own the business. That's what I wish it was. But and the reason why I say that is because people would have the commitment to stay with the business and do the things that they need to do. Well, that's what you need to do. That's how you need to think about this business. You need to think about it as if it was a 10-year business at $21 a month on a lease, and you own the business after 10 years. Would you ever quit? No, because if you know how a lease works, if you quit, well, guess what? You owe the balance on the lease because, well, it's a lease. Okay? So you got to pay that thing off, or you got to pay a huge termination or whatever. I almost wish that that's the way that it was, but really your business is just $21 a month. It's a $21 a month business, and it's just like the penny double theory. It's a matter of just consistently building your business, duplicating your efforts with your team, with your organization, and allowing your business to grow to the point that it's going to continue to grow without your personal input or effort. When that happens, you have a business that is thriving, flourishing, and you're going to just like that analogy of $10 million in a month, you're going to hit that $10 million paycheck, figuratively speaking. You're going to hit that $10 million paycheck, and you're going to look back and go, wow, it really wasn't that much work, because once you've allowed your team to grow and develop and double and triple and quadruple and whatever it does as it grows and develops exponentially, because you're duplicating your efforts, that is the payday, guys. But you just have to stick with it long enough to get there. All too often people, put these short-term, short-sighted, restrictions or, restrictions on where they need to be. They say, oh, well, if I'm not there in 6 months, it's not good. Well, you just need to change your perspective and just understand that this is not a get-rich-quick deal, guys. I mean, if I came on the line and said, hey, guys, here we have a get-rich-quick deal. You guys ready to sign up? No, nobody really wants a get-rich-quick deal. But when they get involved in a home-based business, that's kind of what they expect, is to get rich results. But they don't want a get-rich-quick deal, but they want get-rich results. Well, get-rich-quick results, I guess. Thing is, just change your perspective a little bit. Focus on the long term, and just understand that what you're building right now is going to grow and develop far beyond anything that you even imagined from day one. Okay, you just gotta allow it to grow and develop. So that is right there, the leverage factor. So with that said, talk about leadership, and we'll go ahead and wrap this call up here in just a minute. I know that I've gone way over here tonight. Let's talk about leadership, long-term vision, developing a purpose-driven life. And what that means is this, guys. To be a leader, you got to have long-term vision. I guess I've been touching on this a lot, and you got to have long-term vision with this business. Don't have a short-sighted vision. Don't be out there, talking to people and saying, hey, when you sign up, you're going to get all this overflow and all this other stuff, because that's short-term thinking. You got to go out and build with long-term vision and have a purpose-driven life. I know for myself, when I'm out building and developing an organization, my idea isn't to go out and build an organization to go out and make money. My idea, I mean, sure, that's a great result. That's what we all want. But what I'm focused on is going out and helping my people become successful, helping people that are in my organization to grow and develop and to achieve things that they may not have been able to achieve without my influence. That's my purpose for going out and working with my organization. Find your purpose. Have a purpose-driven life, and you will go out and have massive success with this business. And, where can you be 1, 5, 10 years from now? Because this company is a legacy company, guys. This is not a 5-year, flash in the pan, kind of company. This is a legacy company. We want to be the next 50, 60, 100-year-old company, and we're starting that company right now, and it's starting working and developing with people like yourselves. So thank you very much for taking the time to be on this presentation tonight. Hopefully, guys, gleaned a little bit of information, something that might be able to help you to go out and build your business with MyFunLIFE and kick it off the ground in the right direction. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn the call back over to Mr. George Capote. And are you there, sir?
Yes, Rick. Thank you so much. Again, you're doing an incredible job, Rick, and your presentation is. I listened to you last week, and I was very impressed, and you just you did it again, man. It's those of you on the call that are taking notes, please do. Rick has given us pearls of wisdom here. Guys, we've gone a little over here this evening, but it's all good. We're all, we got everybody, all the attendants are still hanging in there after over an hour. We started this thing at 9 o'clock Eastern time here. Guys, wanted to remind you that on Thursday we have